what about the middle class, Andre, and the working class? Well, we depended on that sort of, I'm a man, yeah, at least gave you something.
First of all, due respect to Tom, I'm so glad the Wall Street occupiers are going after the rich boys, let me just say. Well, you know, I'm from a weird, I have this theory that a lot of us have fallen through the cracks in life, and we're really not part of any group like everyone else is. So I'm from this group of people who were the working, educated poor. I was raised by a single mother who had education. My father was a writer, but he was poor. They were divorced, so I lived in blue-collar neighborhoods with a lot of hard-working tradesmen, housewives, and welfare recipients with a lot of drug addiction and alcohol addiction and violence. But I had the one house in the neighborhood full of books, but all my friends were plumbers' kids and whatnot. And until I started teaching at the college level in my 30s, I worked in the trades myself. You know, I was a bartender and I know this. So most of my life has been around blue-collar people. And even though I'm not really a blue-collar guy, but I have blue-collar skills. And I think the whole panel would not exist in the blue-collar living room. There's very little ambiguity with all my blue-collar brothers about what a man is. A man's going to kick his ass for looking at my wife's ass. A man's going to be watching the Pats game and not watching the friggin' cooking show. A man's not going to be, well, a man might cook a little bit because of that barbecue guy. But I do think the class, look, I think it's a luxury that we're having this conversation because we're middle class, upper class educated people. And I think that's why we're having this conversation. I do want to go to what Steve was saying, though, because I think you're right on, man, about, I think most of us would rather have a violent, inappropriately violent, aggressive boy than a sissy boy. And I say that as the father of two sons who are Golden Boy athletes. And by the way, you know, I was a little kid in high school. My oldest son, Asim, was 18. As a sophomore, was 6'2", 270, squatted 500 pounds with a 15-size shoe. I don't know who his daddy is. But my point is, this whole, I'm going to just switch to bullying for a second.
Yeah.
It's a national thing. Boys and girls are equally cruel. I actually think that it's harder to be a girl than a boy. Male violence is in your face. F you, you, ba, ba, ba. And a girl will smile. I see my teenage daughter's friends. They'll be smiling and being sweet as hell, and then they'll be stabbing them on Facebook. And
I watched Bridesmaids last night with my wife. It came on Netflix. Yeah. Like, oh my God, women are so mean. I was looking through my fingers. Yeah.